Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 83 of our Enigmatica 6 Let's Play series, where, as you can see, I am super duper fast here. Pew, pew. I went ahead and did the things that I said I was going to do. So, you spitting out air? Oh my. You actually reached pressure. Well, one thing we were going to work on this episode was checking out the pressure in this thing, but this thing took off apparently. As you can see here, I modified this drastically. Okay, so heat sinks have it's just probably easier to show you. So if you look on here, there is a heat pipe here, and you can set up a heat pipe to be off of a machine, and it will transfer the heat from that machine to the heat pipe. And you can surround it with heat sinks, just as we have here, which allows it to cool. So it's helping to cool this guy down to keep him under his 50 degrees Celsius temperature. And then if we kind of look into here, there's our vortex machine. It is at 14 degrees Celsius on the top, and bottom is 47. I also have these guys. I've set up 4 of these so they can be dedicated just to running that liquid compressor, okay, or the vortex tube. And then on the vortex tube, I put a heat pipe, and I put heat sinks all around to help draw out the heat from that side so that it can cool even more. So yeah, that was in the effort to get this up to 20 bar, and it was not working for the longest time, but apparently it started because what I wanted to work on this episode, and we probably still will, mainly because we can, and why not, is the Flux compressor. We got power for days. Instead of having to burn through LPG, which again, we now pretty much have an unlimited amount of LPG, we can use a flux compressor. Flux compressor does use heat in order to generate pressure, or it does generate heat when it makes pressure, but hey, why not? Also enchanted all my armor, so we are like super duper shiny. Check us out. Colors, I tried to look into changing the colors, but you can't. It's not wanting to work. If we look in here and we go to our colors, there is an option for show enchantment glint, but if I check that, nothing happens, and the save doesn't get changed. Even if I cycle through, like I change that to 193 and I click save and we go back in, we're still showing enchantment glint, and enchantment glint is still showing. So unless I'm doing something wrong, it does not seem to be working. But anyway, so I went into all of our armor and I added our speed upgrades to all of them and our volume upgrades to everything so that they all start up super duper fast. Bing. And then for our leggings, was it the leggings? Yes, I added a jumping upgrade tier 4, which was not too hard to make. It just needed these potions of leaping. And potions of leaping are made with, it's a 2-step process, glowstone on a potion of leaping. And this requires Wilden Wings or Golden Frog Legs or Rabbit's Feet. Wilden Wings we have a lot of from our mob farm. So I was able to use those to get that going. So that's that. And then for our boots, I did get the jetpack, which required me to go back to the end and go find another elytra, which, let me be honest with you, was a pain. Big pain. But I got it. And yeah, it is okay. I'm probably never going to use these jet boots. And I will show you exactly why here in a second. So let's go ahead and put those on and then turn jet boots. We're going to turn them on, okay? So the way that these work is you press space, and then it's actually, you have to move your mouse to determine what direction you go. And space speeds you up, and then you can go. And you can run into walls like I'm doing right now. It's pretty quick, to be honest with you, but like it's not that convenient. And also, like, it hovers, and then you got to hold shift to go down. But if you step off, like you see there, I just stepped off of there, it started hovering again. So maybe if we ever have to go exploring the world, I'll have it available to me so that we can we'll be able to fly faster when we're going to explore. But as it stands, I don't think it's necessary. We very quickly drained the pressure from our system here, which is not very much in the system. We very quickly drained it to try and charge our armor. So I think that flux compressor is going to be in our best benefit to go ahead and craft. And it doesn't look terribly too hard to do. So, flux compressor. We actually have everything except for the compressed iron gear, which we have everything for except for a piece of compressed iron. So go ahead and request that. We're pretty much done with Pneumaticraft here. We reached the end of the quest line for the liquid compressor, and everything else in the pack, in the mod, outside of the armor, is not anything that I super duper have like need for. So I think we're pretty darn good with Pneumaticraft here. But anyway, let's get this compressed iron gear and get a flux compressor. We're also going to need a point, which I think I remembered saying last episode I was going to kick off a bunch of these. Guess what I did not do? Kick off any of these. And I don't want to clog my system up by doing this now. So yeah, let's just go ahead and drop those in there, by the way, since I thought about it. Okay, so you can be gone, and you are going to be annoyingly annoying. Oh no. Oh, you hooked up to that guy? That was not intended. So you're not hooked up anymore, are you? Yeah, okay, cool. So you hooked up there, and you need flux or power, as some people say. So we are going to name this our flux compressor. And it's going to be on our network. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of all of this cabling. The best way to do that is going to probably be to like break a few of these so that there's a nice gap, and then vein mine it all. There we go. Okay, so this guy is running, and he should be staying cool because we have these guys here for us, and it's using 40 RF a tick. Output is 80. Our input rate is 80, and it is full of power, and it is producing 16 milliliters a tick, which is nowhere near what we were doing before. However, it does have some upgrades. First off, security upgrades, speed upgrades, and volume upgrades. So let's go ahead and get all of those. I did craft a bunch of speed upgrades. We have a security and a volume upgrades. We have almost 25, which is the max it can hold. So security, speed, volume, and you are going to quickly get hot, but see where it ends up going. Because, I mean, yeah, it's hot, but what's it burning? Maximum energy usage. 6,000 RF a tick right now to maintain our pressure. Yeah, that's a lot of power. We need to make this guy even. We need to keep this guy cold. And obviously, oh yeah, look, these are getting hot. Check those out. If I touch them, they hurt. How about our vortex tube? Like, why are you not getting cool enough? That's my question. Oh, I also have jump boost. I don't know if I necessarily like being that high. So let's drop the jump boost down to like 75%, and that should work. Yeah, these things are getting hot, but this thing is not getting like cold. And look, it's actually getting hot from, yeah, look, top temperature is 199. It's absorbing from the machine. So what do we do about this? So we are burning through a lot of power. 10,000 R per tick. And I mean, we're at pressure. We are maintaining our pressure. Let's go ahead and put that in there. But anytime I get close to this, I catch on fire because it's hot. You are not getting pressure fast enough. So what if yeah, because you are venting now. Let's get an advanced pressure tube or two. And you there and there. Nope, okay. This guy only outputs from the back. So then let's... catching on fire is slightly inconvenient here, just saying. Oh, but I don't catch on fire right here. Okay, so that should start getting this guy more pressure. Oh yeah, look at that. He is dropping pretty quick. So that should help. I'm gonna go ahead and say bricks, sooty marble bricks. Yep, okay. That's gonna go there. And are these cooling off? Not really, but he is. Yeah, he's dropping. Okay. And we should start seeing less power eventually. These guys are getting hot. And what we could do even is get more heat pipes and heat sinks. My biggest issue here is where I'm building this. I got bedrock right below, so I don't really have much like expansion room for all this stuff. I can only go so far before I run out. Let's see if this helps. So we can put another heatsink here. We can put one here and one here. I need another heatsink. That's you. Put you here, and then have a open space around all of them. I think they're still very hot. Yeah, because that should be dissipating like all of that heat out, and these are still very hot. Well, we're not going to need it for long. Maybe we will. I don't really know. We're going to get into mechanism relatively soon, so. Wow, that is a very high jump. That might even be too much. It's very hard to just control when you jump that high. Oh, and I put a pipe there, so I don't have access to that. Anyway, helmet is charged at least. What I want to do is get everything full, because they're pretty... Once they have pressure, they don't really drain super duper fast. So we'll let that charge up there, and yeah. Put all this stuff... Oh, let me get that security. No, I put a security upgrade in there. You can go away, you can go away, you, and that's that. Okay. So yeah, that is our setup with Pneumaticraft. We have very hot stuff here. We have nothing cold down here. Jeez, Lord. It may be best even if we put vortex tubes on the sides. Instead of the heat sinks, we can put vortex tubes and then heat sink off of those. I'm trying. I want to get this thing like under control because I don't want y'all to have to set, if you follow along with me and you set up something similar to this and then all of a sudden you have all this heat issue. Well, that's not cool. That I taught you how to do this and then you have all this heat issue. You watched me and you've got a ton of heat problems. That's not how I want to roll. So let's get heat sinks set up here and then vortex tubes. Let's get these guys like here. Look at immediately overheating. And then we can get heat pipes. Okay, excuse me. A heat pipe or two, which I already had some. Put you there. Put you there. There, and there. And then we can actually rotate that with the wrench. Okay, if I can get it. There we go. And then a heat pipe. And then same thing here. 1, 2, 3. And we need another heatsink. One more heatsink. Bam and bam. There. And that's gonna help if I gave it pressure, if I gave them pressure. Then you just need some advanced tubing. You and you. So you'll start filling up. You're using still the same amount, but hopefully you start cooling off. Man, you are like skyrocketed in temperature. But hopefully this helps. Having 3 of these running, it's going to use a ton of pressure to do so, but this thing is still charging up too. Especially since we put max volume upgrades in these, we should be, for the most part, okay. Can you put heat pipes like... I mean, I know I can expand the heat pipes off of this even, and I can have another set of heat pipes and heat sinks, but I don't want to like go too crazy with this. Okay, all right, that's hot. But not west temperature, east. How about you? The top is 266 and the bottom is 54. See, why does it seem like this machine is like wrong? Anyway, cool. All right, you are almost charged. So while we're letting that guy charge up, let's talk about our next steps. So 2 options here, and we can go either route. I want to dive into a magic mod. I think that we're gonna go maybe Ars Nouveau. All of our armor here has mana boost and mana gen on there, and apparently it's died. I don't know how it got dyed, but apparently it is dyed. Do we have mana boost and mana gen? So our Ars Nouveau adventures should be pretty decent to get into. Or we dive into Astral Sorcery. I haven't decided exactly which way we want to go yet. I think we're going to go the Ars Nouveau route. Just because I've played a little bit with Astral Sorcery, but I've never done Ars Nouveau. And what else is better than us diving in from a mod that we knew nothing about, Pneumaticcraft, to jumping into another mod that we know absolutely nothing about? You know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Right? I don't think so. This guy is still 27% efficiency. That's ridiculous. And all of our power or all of our pressure is like going into these guys. So it's taking forever for this guy to equalize and get up the pressure. And he finally did though. So let's go ahead and put that in there. And unfortunately, what this guy is going to do is pressurize this guy. And so they're going to equalize there, but that's okay. But yeah, we have, why does this look like our Ender Bee got out? Well, he's over there. I don't remember this being here, though. It's slightly concerning. How is all this going? You know what? I never did set up honey blocks to go into this, did I? We probably have a bunch of blocks of honey. Yeah, look at that. Let's go ahead and get some of these in here. Let's do... Well, at this point, we're pretty much done with resourceful bees. Let's go ahead and get all of these processing for us. That is a lot of blocks. Uranium, silver, copper. Just got to keep track of which ones are which. What about like emerald? We don't have emerald or diamond. Where's our diamond bees? Oh my goodness, it got locked. Obsidian. How did these get locked? I did not lock those. And where's the diamond bee? I have a diamond bee in here, but I swear I had a diamond bee in here too. Whatever. All right, so let's get rid of all these, and we're going to add these to the to-do list. So now that should be like filling this up. Yes. Also, combs. What other combs do we have? Did I turn... No, this should be running. Yeah, that's running. Let's get our combs. Let's just get everything processed in here, right? Sandy bee, sure. Gold, absolutely. Zombie, yeah. Zinc, lapis. Now these combs are coming from our tier 4 apiaries instead of our, or I'm not apiary, but these guys. Tier 4 beehives. And I lost where I was at. So that was uranium. Let's get redstone. Did I do silver already? I did. Ender. And yeah. Seems close enough to me. Okay, so all of that is in there, and this guy should be, doing his thing. We really should look into upgrading this centrifuge to the elite centrifuge. Um, why didn't we do this before? I think it was it needed a bunch of netherite. Yeah, that's what it was. A bunch of netherite, and we didn't have it at the time. But honestly, this is not too bad, and it's going to be producing like a lot of resources for us, so it's not a bad deal. I've already gotten used to the fast running that I have with these pants, and so it was very slow just a second ago. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I think we're going to go Ars Nouveau. I think I've decided. I've stalled enough. I'm sitting here talking to myself, rambling on, talking about our bees, and not focusing on what we should be doing, which is figuring out our project. So as soon as those boots get charged up, I'm going to go ahead and start working on Ars Nouveau. Now, one thing about Ars Nouveau is that we have a couple options to generate the mana that Ars Nouveau uses. So if we take a look at Ars, there is a book. If we go here and we reset our Akashic Tome and we find the Ars Nouveau book, you are charged. Sweet. So now all of our armor is pretty much fully charged. Ars Nouveau, getting started. Let's dive right into this. So we have a couple different things that we have access to. So spellcasting. To begin spellcasting, you will need to first obtain a spellbook. A spellbook will allow you to create, store, and cast spells using mana. A higher tier spellbook will provide additional spell slots, allowing you to craft more complex spells. So to craft your first spell, you need a form. We need a novice spellbook. This is what we need. Shift click for the recipe, but I want you to open up in JEI. So first thing we need to do is get a spellbook going. So let's do that. Now, I don't see, other than that Totem of Undying there, why we can't jump up to a higher tier spellbook fairly quickly. What a higher tier spellbook does for us, I don't really know, but we have the ability to, and I say, why not? I also forgot that there's a dimension that we can explore in this. The Undergarden. It's not like fully realized yet though, so it's not like super duper crazy to get into, but I don't see why we couldn't dive into it at some point. So we got a mage's spellbook, and now how about a archmage? Totem of Undying is the only thing that we don't have the ability to craft. There is no recipe for a Totem of Undying. We do have the ability to get a Totem of Undying, and I think maybe before we like dive like crazy into Ars Nouveau, I think I want to get that so that we can upgrade to a higher tier spellbook right off the bat. And it also gives us an excuse to test out our fancy new armor. So I know there is a pillager outpost somewhere here. Let's go ahead and get our bow and a arrow and set this to our third slot. And we need to find a guy to kill. None of these guys. We need a banner man. We need a man with the banner. So hopefully one is around here. Anything good in here? Crossbow, rusty iron nugget. Nothing good. Y'all suck. But the banner man, where you at? Or do I have to wait for a random raid? To be honest, I can't remember. Did we get... Yeah, we did get random raids when we were in our old base. Let's kill these guys and hope a banner man spawns. And then we'll go to our village, and it's only fair for us to go to our first village that we ever, raided and lived in. Mr. Iron Golem, I feel for you, buddy. I do. Feel free to escape as desired. There's no life for an Iron Golem to be trapped. for all eternity in a cage. I don't know why I'm coming up here. I'm looking for the dude. Not you. I know they do spawn in this area. Apparently, it's not a very high chance. I need to get Bad Omen, please, buddies. Like, it may be better off for me to just, like, you know, fly around and try and find one. Okay, I think there's another pillager outpost somewhere. I like how I'm just sitting here completely AFK looking for this thing and having no issues with it. And these guys are just killing each other in their hurry to kill me. So let's go ahead and fly this way to this other outpost that is on my map. You're a witch. You're a witch. Keep going. Past that mess. I really don't know what to do with that. I broke. I broke that. Bannerman. Hey, look. How lucky are we? And Bad Omen. Dun, 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 dun. And I think this is a good wrapping up point for the episode. We're going to leave it on a cliffhanger. Will TheAndrata survive his first raid of the pack? Or will he completely dominate? I have a feeling I know which way this is going to go. But we're going to come back, and first thing next episode, we are going to do this raid and get ourselves a Totem of Undying. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it does help the channel. We will check back in with our Pneumaticcraft setup and see if that thing is cooling off any at next episode as well, so we can see if that's any better or if we're just going to be burning through our RF. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one.